Hey there, Arnab here, and I wanted to talk about how I got into this work of human performance and mental resilience. So, a lot of founders and senior leaders that I work with keep asking me this question like, how do you go from being mentally sharp, very focused, but then that creates a kind of strain and stress, always staying in the kind of focus space, to someone operating with this very calm, grounded authority? And it's a very good question. It took me quite a while uh, to figure that out. But because what changed was in this journey was not my ambition, okay, but the foundation of that ambition, what that ambition was running on, right? So for most of my earlier career time, I kind of was always in my head, like thinking, analyzing. I'm an introvert as well, so I was a strategist, a copywriter, a problem solver. You can call me different names. Um, But at one point, I was working at a startup, and it was a very fast-growing startup, and we were building a team as well. So, and I was performing pretty good, pretty well. But at the beginning of the journey, what I did not realize that I was technical skills were good, and so my output was really good. But the baseline or the foundation was on a very fragile human system, and I'll tell you why. Because as time went past, and you can imagine what happens in a high growth environment. There are longer days, emotional load is high, and there's very little recovery, like probably working on weekends and so on and so forth. So from the outside, like it looked fine, but slowly, internally, the chassis was cracking, and I couldn't see that. It took me quite some time to figure that until it actually broke very badly. So as the team grew, so did the pressure. People, timelines, conflicts, expectations, constant negotiation between teams. And I became super reactive. Like small things would hit me very hard. And I was always at my limit. But I still thought that if I push through, maybe just I need to push a little bit more, and little like we'll come to the end of it. Uh, when I did that for quite some time, I came to know that that was the that was a real problem for me. So my skills were strong, but my performance capacity was very weak, and I was operating at poor to intermediate level of performance in a role that actually demanded a huge amount of stability. Like it wasn't, especially in that environment. You can imagine. So in leadership, most people uh, in the room when you're talking or presenting or communicating also, most people don't respond to what you're just saying, the words you're saying, but they respond to how you are holding yourself. Are you able to carry the pressure inside? Are you able to bring that energy? And like a lot of that has to do with like how you breathe, what's your tonality, what's your emotional state is like. And for me, mine was always, I was like constrained in, always in fumes, just making things happen, just almost at night, always working at 90-95% capacity. So I had ideas, I had the intelligence, but I didn't have the biological stability to hold that pressure, that demanding weight that's needed for that particular role. You can think of it like you're when you're in a river, like if you've ever done river rafting, when you work with the flow going downstream, it's so much smoother. But if you're trying to row upstream, it's like you're moving very little and you're pushing too hard. So that's what it felt like, kind of. And from there to now, it's been 7 years, and it took a lot of experimentation, understanding, reading, uh, working on myself to figure out that I needed to stop working harder and start building this performance from the ground up, not like do any kind of patchwork system. Right, so what did that look like for me across all these 7 years? It came to know about different things like sleep architecture, circadian timing, light exposure, food and nutrition, your breathing, your movement, your recovery cycles, your emotional stability, nervous system regulation. I stumbled upon all of this through Eastern sciences mainly, right? From yoga, Ayurveda, and some other practices as well. But when I looked back at this, I have an engineering mindset. I'm a computer science engineer. So I look back at it. I always want to understand like how does it work? What is it exactly doing? What's the evidence behind that? So when I was running these experiments or different things on myself, um, I came to know that um, lot of our modern life, the way we live, is actually making us very brittle. Okay, and that's how this aligned operating system that came for me. And when I say brittle, what does that mean? Like in modern leadership, what is happening? We are in late nights, we are in screens, we are in artificial light. No matter what season, whether it's summer, winter, rainy, or whatever, spring, it doesn't matter. Everything still remains the same. So there's no alignment, there's no recovery, right? So, and then we wonder why our creativity is fading, why the joy, why do we feel heavy with every decision. So when the human system is like misaligned, everything costs more. Everything, your work, your relationships, your uh, career, friendships, yeah, money, pay more. So that's when I aligned, and but when it's aligned, when energy stabilizes, when you're operating from a powerful baseline, leadership becomes calm. It's an outcome because you're giving it certain inputs, and so the outcome is that you become calm instead of forced. So I realized that this doesn't have to take 7 years for all different people. Um, it took me 7 years because at different points on my journey, I understood the significance of different parts of it. But if we were to thread this all together, it can be threaded together in a 3 month journey. And all the levers that I stumbled upon, um, including sleep, light, movement, recovery, all things that we talked about right now, all of them have been properly integrated nicely in the private resident leader intensive. And I'm opening some portfolio pilots for this program. Uh, so, for if you're a leader who wants to change their operating system and integrate that with your real life, like a new system, like a hardware system update, we can do that over 12 weeks. And we will change, we will work, we will change your performance baseline, right? Um, so if you are right now, wherever you are at, if you are right now running on fumes, if you think that your chassis is cracking, if you are feeling more brittle, reactive, uh, always on fumes, stress, this is a powerful system that can help you realign. Okay, so you can, I've added the links in my description below, or maybe in the comments. You can check it out, and yeah, give it a try and see if that makes sense to you.